So, hey guys, I am going to go over the directions for you for today's assignment, which is Friday, August 21st. So, you should have this handout in front of you while I go through and give the directions. I did say to go ahead and give the title, go ahead and write at the top Geography Review handout because that's what it's called. Basically, it's a geography review handout. So when you do this particular handout, and you're only going to do the front side today, okay? We will do the back side on Monday. And if you want to get ahead, that's on you. But I would prefer that you wait so I can go through with some instructions, and I'm going to give you class time to work on it on Monday. So you can see that you have your continents and the space for your oceans here. Step number one, you are going to write and list all 7 continents. I do expect you to list the continents in the order of the song. So if our song starts with Asia, that's the first one. Then on the line, you're going to have Asia. Asia is going to be number 1. Africa, number 2, so forth and so on. Australia, of course, would be number 7. Next, label each continent outlined on the map, that's outlined on the map, with the numbers of your answers to part 1. That means you are going to label the continents using the numbers. You're not going to write the words of the continents. So you're going to go up here and locate Asia, and you're going to put a number 1 here. Africa, you're going to put a number 2. So forth and so on. North America, South America, in the order 1 through 7. And then you're done with that part. Moving on to number 3, you're going to list the 5 oceans. This is an A, B, C, D, and E. Again, you're going to list the oceans in the order of the song. Indian, Arctic, Atlantic, Pacific, and the Southern. So you will list them here in that order. You don't have to write Atlantic, ocean. You don't have to write the word ocean after each, because here I'm asking you to list the 5 oceans. So you can go ahead and it's okay to write Indian, Arctic, Atlantic, Pacific, and the Southern. All right. Part 4 says label each ocean on the map above with the letters from part 3. So you will go to the Indian, where the Indian Ocean is located, and you should put the letter A. Now, beside you, you should have your location notes, okay? When you're doing this worksheet, you should have your location notes beside you so that you've got the correct spelling. You can always pull up a map. Again, in case you want to see, you can always Google a world map. But I do have one in Google Classroom for you in class materials. So make sure you know the location of each of the oceans. So you will put the letters where they belong. Now, I did forget to say this Antarctica, which would be located here. This particular handout did not have the tip of Antarctica included. I don't know if that was a mistake or what. I need you to draw the northern tip of Antarctica right above this line. So here's a sample of a student's work from last year. You will see how they've drawn in across the bottom, just the northern tip of Antarctica, okay? So when you finish that, I am expecting you to color your continents and the bodies of water. Color each continent. If you want to use the same colors of the map that I provided for you in Google Classroom, you can do that. Each continent can be a different color. I do expect the oceans to be blue. I want it to be nice and neat, okay? So continents, oceans are colored. You color last. Do not color first and then try to label. You always label with I would prefer a pen. A pencil is fine, as long as you can see your numbers and your letters. And then when you color, it should be shaded in lightly. Don't be so heavy-handed, okay? Nice and neat. And another tip that I like is, for example, I told my students last year, I like you to outline. It's always neater when you outline each of the continents, okay? Now, this student last year, she used one particular color to outline all of her continents, and that's fine. But I like when you draw a border and trace around the border of the continent and then lightly shaded in. Okay, so I'm expecting yours to look similar to this. Number four, number 5, 6, and 7, you are just simply going to answer questions. What is the smallest continent on Earth, the largest continent on Earth, and what continent do we live on? This is all I'm expecting you to do for tomorrow, okay? On Monday, I am going to expect everyone to have theirs ready. You'll be able to hold it up and show it to me. I'll be able to go down my list and check that you've done everything you're supposed to do. Then we will go on and work on the backside, okay? This is what the backside looks like. If you are going to attempt to do the backside, then you just read each question carefully. It's going to ask you, and you're going to be using answers like northern, southern, eastern, western. You're going to be naming continents and oceans. But again, we'll work on this on Monday. We'll do that together. So everyone, as long as you get part 1 done, that is all I'm expecting you to do today. So enjoy that, a little bit of time off for each of your classes. Get all your work done. Stay organized. When you're finished, make sure all of your papers go back in my social studies section. So I expect and I like you to keep things in order. Okay. I would like for your location notes goes first. Your map, this map, upside down. This map is second. And then the worksheet should be third. Okay. Now, you also should have your notes in there when we listed the 6 branches of social studies. So though that can actually go on top. Those notes that we did about naming what social studies is, that can go on top and your 3 sheets. But I like you to stay organized. Okay. If you have any questions, you can send me an email. Remember, you go on my Canvas page at the top and you can click on my link and you can send me an email. So just to wrap up today, we're going to do the continent song and the oceans. Let me stand up. So just one last time, because I do want you to practice and review, because next week we have our first quiz. Okay. Continent song, snaps up, 5, 6, 7, it goes. Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Europe and Antarctica, and Australia, Indian, Arctic, Atlantic, Pacific, and the Southern. Indian, Arctic, Atlantic, Pacific, and the Southern. All right, so practice that. Make sure you know the order. Make sure you know it in that order. Have a good weekend, guys. Peace. We survived our first week of middle school. We have 175 days to go.